Okay, so I'm going to talk to y'all about my 80 volt lithium Greenworks Pro 21-inch self-propelled mower that I just picked up through Walmart. And I must say, I am extremely impressed with this mower so far. So let me explain. I've been having trouble with my gas mower, especially with this grass here, which is a xenon zoysia, which I'll come over here where, don't mind the chickens. They should be back in their yard. You can see it's a very, very fine blade grass. The problem is with my gas mower, instead of cutting it, it would kind of swirl it around like hair. And it did not, my gas mower did not do a good job of cutting it. I thought I was going to have to go and get one of those old, spinning mowers that has a little drum on the front to be able to deal with this fine grass. Now, and I gotta say, this lawnmower is really easy to put together once I found the missing bolt that somehow got down in the where the grass would come out. I pulled this thing out and the bolt had somehow gotten down there. And I'm talking about one of these bolts. So, and that's not Greenworks' fault. That came loose in shipping and it just rolled around the box. But I mean, I spent half an hour trying to figure out where the bolt went. This one only has one battery. And I will tell you, I think the cost of the batteries are utterly ridiculous. I think this battery costs like $300 just for the battery. Should not be that much. That's the majority of the cost of the freaking lawnmower. But that's besides the point. But as far as, I also have a problem because where I live, there's so much dust and everything. With my gas mower, I was having to change out my air filter every 2 to 3 months because after mowing for a couple times, that gas filter was full, or not the gas filter, the air filter was full just because of all the dust that's out here. Because a lot of the yard, I've been getting grass growing this year, but most of it is pretty sparse. So, but again, I've been trying 3 different types of grasses, and this one seems to have been the biggest problem. It's the nicest in that it takes the least amount of water. It's called xenon zoysia. They call it the barefoot grass. It is very comfortable barefoot. I will give it that. But with my gas mower, it really would not cut it very well. So then over here, this is El Toro zoysia, which I'll take you to an area that hasn't been mowed yet. And you can see it's a thicker blade of grass. It's probably 4, 5, 6 times the thickness of the zoysia. And there you can kind of see xenon and El Toro. Both zoysias, just different blades of grass. So again, I wanted to see how the different grasses were going to work out in the desert where I live. So anyway, I unboxed the mower, and if you take away the time I spent looking for the bolt, it probably took 20 minutes to put the mower together, if that. It was really simple. Now, when they talked about how light it was and everything, I expected it to be more like a weed eater. It's not that light, but it is, it's not bad. I would put it kind of on par with my Toro gas mower. It's close to the same weight. But now moving it around, it is much easier to move around than the El Toro. I will say, now granted, I had a stroke, so walking is not one of my fortes anymore. But I had to slow down the self-propel, or this thing would go faster than I do, which was nice. And I debated whether I was going to spend the extra money getting the self-propel, and I was like, you know, it's not that much more compared to the non-self-propelled 80-volt one. And I was like, if you're going to do it, go ahead and do it. You're going to spend that much, go ahead and do it. Because if I didn't get it and then I decide, you know what, with my disabilities, you know, I really need it, I wouldn't want to have to go back and buy the whole thing all over again just to get the self-propel. So I am very pleased that I did. And I apologize. This is my first time ever doing a YouTube video. But I've been so impressed with this thing. I decided I'm going to do my very first YouTube video to show people what I thought about this mower. And I have mowed a little bit. Now I originally, you got this multi-lever position. I originally had mowed on level 3. And my third grass is my Bermuda, which, as you can see, I have really thick Bermuda. And even my gas-powered mower, which did the brown areas, which I wasn't real happy about, sometimes has trouble with this Bermuda because it's so freaking thick. I could only do like half the width. And I did the Greenworks, and I've already mowed this, and I mean, it didn't take 5 minutes to mow it, and it did a phenomenal job. Now, I know I got to go do the weed eating. I've actually got a Hart electric weed eater, which I really like, with the exception of the string loading feature can sometimes be frustrating, but that would be a different video. But as far as a mower goes, I think the more I use it, the more this is gonna level out, and the better that's going to get. Again, even at the height of 3, the El Toro looks really good. But the thing that impressed me the most was the Xenon Zoysia. This fine hair-like grass that, I'll be honest, gas power just wasn't cutting it. Now I will say, this thing is quiet, and I'm gonna show y'all a little bit real quick. I'm not gonna mow the whole yard, plus it's just me, so I don't have anyone to hold the camera, so I apologize for the jiggliness. So it is much quieter. Now I know I've watched some of the other videos, and they seemed loud, almost as loud as my gas-powered mower. And I was like, well, that's not much quieter. But I'll tell you this thing, hopefully my video doesn't come out like that, because it is drastically quieter than my gas mower. And it will ramp up when it gets to a thicker area of grass. It'll ramp up and everything. It does great. So I'm going to do a real quick, I'm going to turn on, I've got this area where you can kind of see where I quit mowing. and I'm gonna come mow a little bit of this real quick. And again, if I jostle around a little bit, I apologize. I'm working the mower and the camera at the same time. But I want to show you all how easy this thing is. So you got to press this button and then pull this lever back. And then you can let go of the button. And it's quiet. Then the second bar, that's your self-propelled. One-handed. Even going up that steep hill, it has no problems. I heard a lot of people complain about the self-propelled, that it takes a second. I really didn't see it was that big of a deal. Even out here in the sparse area, if this is my gas mower, I'd be surrounded by a cloud of dust, and I don't get that. I love it. I've got it on mulching, and I'll be honest, it gives better mulching than my gas-powered mower did. Let go, it turns off. And there you see, I've now got, even as steep of an incline, it doesn't have any problem going sideways on it. It doesn't have any problem climbing it. And it just does a phenomenal job. And I do say it's better than my gas-powered mower. So there it is. My review of the Greenworks Pro 80 volt lithium lawnmower, model MO80L510. Comes with one battery and the charging charger. And as you can see, it's doing one heck of a job. And the dogs love the job that it's doing too. But I am so happy I got it. So my recommendation, 2 thumbs up. Now granted, I've only mow this one section. I haven't used it for a long time yet, but if this is any indication, I am absolutely gonna love this thing. Like I said, I was kind of concerned because some of the videos that I was watching, they didn't have grass as thick as mine, and I was like, oh, is this electric motor going to cut it? And strangely enough, it did better than the gas mowers. And I have a Toro all-wheel drive, self-propelled, and this little Greenworks is actually does a much better job. And honestly, the mowers were about the same price. I know the Toro is now $100 more at Tractor Supply than it was when I bought it 2 years ago. I think I bought it for $3.99, and now it's $4.99 for the same mower. And I started having problems with it. When I was mowing, it wanted to stall out, and I've broken the handle on the pull string. I've already taken it in the shop, and I just said, I don't want to fight with this. I was like, when I want to mow, I want to be able to just get it done. And I'll be honest, it's much easier, much nicer to do it with the Greenworks. See, Zeus approved. So, 2 thumbs up, highly recommend it. I would say message me if you have questions, but knowing how little I check my messages, I'm not. You can message me. I have no idea when I will ever get back to you. But again, my recommendation, even with, I live on a ranch, and they were like, oh, well, it's only good up to an acre. And I'm like, I've got 30 acres. Now, granted, I'm not mowing all 30 acres with the Greenworks. I'm just going to be mowing in front of the house and behind the house. But that's what I bought it for, and it's going to do fabulous. So I hope you like this. Like I said, it's my first video. Just want to share my experience, and y'all take care.